America, 1956. Ike's in the White House. The 40-hour work week is in. Prosperity isn't around the corner. It's here. There's a chicken in every pot and 2 cars in every carport. The baby boom is, well, booming. Down in Texas, a group of businessmen are starting a company that makes fiberglass boats. They call the company Glastron. Glass for fiberglass, Tron for its high-tech sound. Fiberglass, the original space-age material. Something right out of science fiction. But why not? Chevrolet had introduced a fiberglass-bodied sports car 3 years earlier, and America had raved. Bob Hammond, Glastron's founder, had been an aircraft designer at Douglas Aircraft, where he'd gotten an inside look at fiberglass's potential. He was eager to see what fiberglass could do for the family boat. The first prototype, designed by Hammond, was built in a garage that the partners rented for $10 a month. Tooling and production was spearheaded by Mel Whitley, who would join the company full-time in 1957 and collaborate with Bob Hammond on styling details for the next several years. They called it the Fireflight. It was an audacious statement, not just for the new company, but for the new fiberglass boating industry. Tomorrow's boat today, said the literature, and the literature didn't lie. The contemporary lines, bold colors, and highly styled interiors spoke of the good life awaiting American families. As they built the first few boats, they built a solid management team, a foundation of smart, experienced people to take their radical new boats to market.
Bob Shoup was the first Glastron chairman. Bob had great organizational, business, legal skills. Bill Gaston was a graduate automotive engineer. He owned a boat dealership here. He had marketing, product, industry knowledge. He was responsible for selling nearly all of our early production. Allowed me to concentrate on our building the boats first year. Bill and Dusty actually got in a pickup with a Glastron on top of it about 6 months after we started the company and drove all the way to Chicago. Bill had a trailer dealer that let us put the boat in the Chicago February boat show. I drove up and worked the show with Bill. And we set up our first Alexandria, Minnesota distributor at that show. And that's where we kind of really got the idea of going national with Glastron.
They built just 24 boats that first year and 900 the next. The following year, production surpassed 4,000 units. Glastron had gone from obscurity to a market leader in 3 years flat. For America's family boaters, it was love at first sight. They jumped on board the concept of fiberglass boats and fell head over heels for Glastron style. The company was off and running. A legacy was born. A sense of style set Glastron apart from other boat companies. It was apparent in everything from their inspired boat designs to their product literature.
Glastron designs were always out there on the leading edge. When a lot of the boat builders came into fiberglass for the first time, they were trying to build boats that looked like wooden boats. Some of them even molded in lavstrays. Glastron recognized the fact that fiberglass lets you do a whole new thing. They came up with sleeker designs. They brought in designs like the tail fins that were exciting in the automotive industry, landau tops, upholstery that looked like your car, and two-tone finishes. Now, boaters can look at boating with a whole new look. It's like your car. They're excited about getting on the water, and that created a whole new generation of power boaters.
With great products and sophisticated marketing, growth was explosive. There were new models, new distributors, new dealers, and new thinking as America was crazy about this new brand of boat. But stylish new models and a burgeoning distribution network weren't enough to satisfy the folks in Austin. Glastron management was about to establish itself as the leader in another critical area, technological innovation. In 1961, Glastron brought out a new kind of propulsion system, the stern drive. It debuted on the V-154 Futura and V-164 Bayflight, and it was tomorrow's boat today all over again. A year later, another Glastron revolution rocked the industry. The Aqualift hull, Its deep V design outperformed all its predecessors and took the market by storm as Glastron developed new Aqualift models throughout the line. In just 2 years, they would account for over 50% of Glastron's sales. There was Glastron style from the start. Now, there was Glastron technology and a growing reputation for Glastron performance.
In my mind, Glastron has always had this performance image. Whether it was a Carlson that was a real performance boat or just a runabout, there always was this little edge of performance about a Glastron. And every Glastron boat that I've run has what I call the Glastron lift. And when you get to that last 5% of throttle and trimming it out, the Glastron hull always seems to lift itself out of the water just a little bit and feel real light and fast. And that's always designed into every boat that they've ever built that I've run in the last 20 years or so.
By the mid-60s, Glastron has become an international phenomenon. Licensees are producing Glastron boats in several foreign countries. Even as it rides the crest of the wave, the company continues to emphasize style, technology, and performance. Around the world, consumers reward Glastron with almost cult-like allegiance. Everyone who is anyone owns a Glastron boat, including Elvis Presley, President Lyndon Johnson. Even the British royal family has one on the royal yacht. 1966 marks the arrival of Glastron's first tri-hull models, built on their new Aqualift II hull. In 1967, Glastron introduces the V156 Sportster, a design so stunningly simple and stylish that it will become the most popular and most imitated design in boating history. And action! That same year, 20th Century Fox calls. They're taking Batman to the big screen, and the Cape Crusaders need a boat. Glastron delivers. It's the beginning of a long love affair between Glastron and the entertainment industry. Not even James Bond is immune to Glastron fever. With a world record 110-foot jump, Glastron steals the show in the Bond thriller Live and Let Die. 26 boats are produced to pull off the film's complex stunts. More movies follow, as do TV appearances. It is also the heyday of powerboat racing. For nearly a decade, Glastron maintains a factory racing program, producing an unprecedented number of victories. Glastron team driver Reggie Fountain wins the World Outboard Championship 5 straight years in a row. Keeping that unrelenting eye on style and performance, in 1969, Glastron acquires California-based Carlson boats, headed by legendary designer Art Carlson. It is the beginning of Glastron Carlson, a visionary radical series of sport boats still considered classics today.
The Art Carlson Glastrons were the Ferrari of boats. If you were driving one of these, you had everybody's attention. Now, Art Carlson's studio was in L.A., right in the middle of the hot boat culture, and the lines of this boat reflected it. These boats had wraparound windshields, hard tops with a pop-out panel for air. You had a center console, overhead switches. This was a showstopper, and if you had one, you were going fast and people were watching you.